We take you back now to Nasrec, where the EFF elective conference was taking place. Our reporter, Natasha Phiri, has been covering the event for us and she's standing by. Natasha, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through. So the Commander-in-Chief has just concluded the final address there at the conference, touching on a number of things.
Definitely, Palesa. Thank you so much. And to our SABC viewers who've just joined us, indeed, the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, has just concluded the National People's Assembly. Of course, this was the elective conference of the EFF. And of course, that is now done and dusted. It has officially closed. Delegates are now making their way to the buses and, of course, are going home. But to unpack other issues and mainly his closing speech, I'm joined by our acting political editor, Mzwandile Mbeje. Baba Mbeje, quite a lot to swallow from Julius Malema. He was quite fiery on the stage. He talked to so many issues, more specifically issues around leadership. I mean, you heard him yourself. He had said that he doesn't want leaders who are going to glorify themselves. And of course, this actually started before CCT members were actually elected. He had said that there is a phenomenon within the EFF where you find that EFF leaders are more loyal to their positions than the party. Some would have said in his speech that he was actually referring to the likes of Naledi Cherwa.
Well, Natasha, it's been quite interesting, really to watch how Malema has been going about. One of the things really that you can easily pick is that he has got the full grip of this party. Everything he says goes. And then when he really makes those kinds of statements where he gives the direction, you can see why they decided to say he is the CIC, because he basically issues the line of march. That incident, for example, of Naledi that you are referring to, he went back to it over and over again.
About 15 minutes.
Exactly. So which many people are interpreting it as, well, perhaps he is showing that he is not happy with her in whatever way, but also very interesting to say he himself is saying whoever may have done whatever is not going to be removed from parliament. So in his speech, it's quite interesting because if you listen to it, as much as it is very powerful and strong, but there's also some contradictions in it. For example, the issue of media. He says, disagree with us, we'll disagree with you. And then in the process of speaking about issues related to media, he says, I wish I could say more, but there are some fools who's going to be writing their own things. So you can see that the media is quite, that relationship is quite interesting. So, yes, you can see that he has really got the full grip of what is happening here at the EFF.
Okay. Just maybe other issues that we can just quickly touch on. The issue of the EFF building their own school. Is it feasible?
Well, if the political will that they are showing is backed by the actions, it is feasible. We've seen a number of individuals also build schools. And I think that's one of the things he wants to showcase to South African people, to say 5 years ago, we promised that we'll take care of the poor African child. This is what we have done. But of course, it will be easier to hold him to account because he made it clear there to say, if 5 years later they go back to the conference and then they have not built that school, they must be fired. So it is clear to me that he perhaps may have mobilized enough resources to be able to start this project. And I think this project, they want to showcase that they are serious about what they want to achieve. They're telling us that they want to showcase black excellence, and I think they would want to use that as a case study to say, what we say is what we do.
Okay. Talking about other issues, you touched on the issue of media freedom once again. He has said that, listen, ENC is owned by the reports, but also moving on to other issues, especially the African continent. It seems as if the EFF has set its sights on Africa, on being a political party on the African continent.
Well, when I listen to his speech, I'm reminded of the debate in the early 2000s or late 90s, I think early 2000s, the debate of the Grand African Unity held by Muammar Gaddafi. I remember, I think at the time, former President Mbeki was still president. They went there to really talk about this issue. And of course, he is reviving that dream. Let's see if it's possible.
Okay, definitely. I'd love to have this conversation with you, but of course, time is not on our side. Well, our viewers, I do leave you in the capable hands of my colleague Mangoba Mkhunu, who will be catching up with political analyst Levi Ndo later on. It's of course from me, Natasha Phiri. A big thank you to the crew out here at Nasrec, the executive producers, sound guys, technical guys, makeup, everybody who put in their efforts to ensure that we as the SABC actually give you rolling coverage, not to mention our radio station, SAFM, Nganalonene, Legwalagwala, and of course all the others. As for me, Natasha Phiri, it's back to you in studio.
All right, and a very well done to you, Natasha.